Let's do it.
It has been 2 months since our last confession. This is Battletech Oath of Endosteel Season 4, Episode 10, 3045. Technically the end of 3045. We've got a runaway son of a gun on the run. I can't think of any more rhyming words to stick in there. And then we've got a Senate session for the good prodigal children who remained at home and are not, in fact, going to be in a shit ton of trouble for abandoning their baronial duties.
Runaway train, never looking back.
Is there anything we want to catch the audience up on? Any announcements before I do a little recap? Actually, I feel like that was most of the recap, but...
I mean, it's to be fair, yes.
Eric, I feel like you usually have some kind of announcements. No? Nothing? No announcing? Nothing to
announcing. Well, let's get into it.
The announcement that I have is that I have a new show coming out soon called Twilight 2000 4th Edition Operation Thunderchild, which is a game set in the year 1999 on the verge of World War III. Australian mercenaries are being sent into a nearby French colony in order to ensure that it does not fall into the wrong hands, and to also locate any nuclear weapons. It is going to be a little bit different from some of my other shows. It will be partially animated, and it has a Metal Gear Solid style cinematic briefing trailer, which you can watch right now on the YouTube. Just in case you were somehow watching this show, but not anything else on my YouTube channel. Maybe there's a few people like that, and if so, have fun. I think
and
it's
if
a pretty
so,
good trailer.
I'm very, very sorry.
Wow.
I meant like because like we only show up on like every next 4 months.
Yeah, we're like a comet in the Oort cloud. Like you'll see us every 87 years.
Wow. Sorry, y'all. We've had busy lives.
Oort cloud was not on my bingo card for today. I got to tell you.
My free space.
That's your free space is Oort cloud. You make a lot of those Oort cloud references in your own personal, professionally Gamemaster games, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Eric's always talking Oort cloud.
No, that's true.
I'm long on Oort cloud, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You like those Magellanic objects as well, you know?
I dabble.
Eric always likes those spicy clouds, you know, the ones that...
he likes to keep it heliospheric.
Really?
Yeah.
I do keep it heliospheric, though.
Can't go out into that interstellar boundary. It gets real bad out there.
My personal limit is wherever Voyager 1 is gone. That's my personal limit.
Anything really trans-Neptunian, you know, is
trans-Neptunian. How incredibly specific!
Wow. I got dizzy with that laugh. That was wild.
Hey, listen, I'm just out here holding it down for Planet X, which probably exists, but we can't prove it. And even if we could, it'll be a few hundred years until we can see it. We love you, Planet X.
Oh man,
trans-Neptunian. Damn, dude.
You're welcome. You can take that one.
Even the planets are woke now. That's crazy.
Eric, what are you doing?
No.
Wow.
What are you doing? This is what happens. This is what happens when I don't have an LRM launcher. Like, locking me down, man. Like, I need the mental acuity that comes from an LRM target lock on me.
Oh, God.
I don't have a LRM target lock for Angus McDougall. What I do have is somewhere just short of Terra, about halfway through your journey, you run out of money.
Yeah, that's true. That sounds right.
If you recall. So I just need to know what your plan is from here going forward. Whether you want to try to make money to keep going forward, whether you want to call home and get some funds, go home. I mean, going anywhere is going to take you either money or you're going to have to find a sugar person to help you along.
Remind me, he was trying to get to Solaris, right? Yeah. Space Vegas?
Yeah. No, I gamble my way to the top. So I take I borrow money and gamble with it.
Okay, gambling is a skill.
You find the bookie to loan you some money.
Okay.
All right.
No, okay.
This
Eric,
is a rounder situation. Yeah. Okay.
Eric, you have to give us a little bit of background on what you gamble on and how you got addicted to it.
Oh, it's poker, right?
Good.
Then I have a question. Before we make this roll, are you willing to put the title of your Battlemech up as collateral or a loan, or even throw the keys on the table? If the answer is yes, you'll get a bonus on your roll, but if you fail, you lose the Battlemech.
That a lot of money.
What Battlemech are we talking about?
Well, what Battlemech did you bring to Solaris? I think you have an Enforcer and you have your dad's Black Knight.
I would wager the Enforcer.
Oh, I thought you were about to wager the Black Knight.
Dude, no, you're right. I'm wagering my dad's Black Knight. Let's be serious. Let's do it. My dad's Black Knight, dude. Let's go. Okay. You're right. What am I kidding? Trying to play smart. No, I just will roll good.
Okay, so here's the rules.
Eric rolling good?
It is a gambling roll.
Yep.
With intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You get a +1 for putting up the Black Knight. If you roll 7 or 11 on the dice, something special happens, and you need to get at least an 8 just to make your way either home or to Solaris. It sounds like you're headed to Solaris. Right. If you can hit
I'm sorry, just to clarify, when you say 7 or 11, do you mean
on the dice? I mean, if the dice could become 7 or 11, something special will happen.
All right, what do I know what failure looks like?
Failure is going to look like you've taken loans that you can't pay and you lose your Battlemech, so you're really super screwed. Like, your situation will go from bad to like actually criminally negligent. Your life is now in danger.
Perfect.
And you sold off your ancestral family Battlemech.
I would call a Battlemech you've had for like 20 years ancestral. Calm down now.
I thought that Lachlan got it from his inheritance.
Oh, did he? For some reason, I thought that it was one of the Star League items that you picked up and then customized.
No. It was the mech that I started the game
then
with.
Yes. Yeah, it would be really bad to lose this mech.
Sam, I want to know personally, Sam, are you cool with me wagering this?
Yes, that's why I suggested it.
All right, cool. I mean, I know, but there's I agree. Cool. So this is 2d6 straight dice, +1, -1. So, fuck it, we ball.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Unreal.
That's
it was almost Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I know. Dude.
Are you a warrior or an expert?
No, he's a warrior.
I'm a warrior, dude.
Okay. Yeah, you're in so much trouble. Yeah. This is
that makes sense.
Straight out of Has-Been Hotel. Husk, you straight up, you so cocky. You're like Full House. You put they're like you don't have enough, son, and you're like, put my Battlemech on the line. This is the ancestral pride of my house. I'll never let it go down. And you just keep bragging up, and you keep implying like you're like house, and you're like they're never gonna see this full house coming, and they just have 4 of a kind when it's revealed, aces. And you're like, you're so
John Malkovich, dude. John Malkovich, aces. Yep, got me. All right, that's fair.
The dealer is like, sir, you don't look well. Do you need medical attention? As you are rapidly coming to like a point of like deep stress. Your face is red. You've been completely destroyed publicly. You can hear that they're already like repoing your Battlemech from the dropship. Like, this person is on the dropship with you and is like, hey, I just want to talk to the captain real quick. I want to make sure this gets moved to a different mech bay hangar so that this guy can't like come back in and try to steal it. Everything in the mech is mine now under our agreement. He takes the last of your money as well. You are completely destitute. The only thing you have are the clothes on your back and your family name. You have also taken out loans that you can't pay. And you are stuck. Let's see. What world did I say you were on? What weird, fucked up world near Terror are you stuck? Hey, I'm opening the map here.
At least they left you with your clothes, and you're not like in that one the Chaucer character in A Knight's Tale.
Oh yeah, dude. What's not Jeremy Bentham? What's his name?
can't remember the actor's name, but he is really good in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You're talking about the guy. Oh, the
Paul
guy
Bettany.
who plays.
Paul
Yeah,
Bettany.
Paul
Yes,
Bettany,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Who will eventually go on to play Vision, and then play a guy playing Vision, but he mocks his own most famous line. Yeah.
He also, I mean, you forgot his greatest performance, mayhaps?
Vision.
No? How about it's April 1805, Napoleon's Master of Europe.
That's true. I have to tell you,
Master Commander?
Dr. Matno or whatever. Yeah, Master and Commander.
Dr. Stephen
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Matno.
here's what you need to know about that book series. The movie is much better than the books. The books aren't bad, but the movie is incredible, and it takes the best stuff from like 4 different books. It's really good.
It is true. The villain. Were you the one who's saying the villain in the books is an American ship?
Yes.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Sick.
They
All right.
were upset. They thought that, having an American ship chase them down would be bad.
Probably smart.
I would love if they actually did the whole series, but had someone. It's just that the audiobook version has a guy who's like, yes, of course, it's I, Jack Aubrey. Jack Aubrey, indeed. I'm like, no, man, the movie Jack Aubrey is so much fucking better. I would love to see the Vattenkeist scene or whatever it's called, where the Dutch ship just gets absolutely fucking obliterated in a hurricane. All right, you're on the planet.
Speaking of getting obliterated in a hurricane,
I'm gonna say you're on the Formahalt system, which is one jump away from Terra. There's a bunch of information locally, like, hey, this jump ship isn't jumping to Terra. It's still a highly controlled zone, but there's so many nearby planets you could go to, transfers, really famous planets like Thorin or Northwind. But the dropship captain just comes to you and is like, son, yeah, all of your funding has been declined, and I've got, a loan shark who's paying a little bit extra to delay the dropship for a day to transfer your Battlemech off of it. I'm afraid I'm going to need to see some additional funding, or we're gonna have to put you off in a lifeboat and send you down to the planet.
all right. Well, I'm despondent enough. I won't fight it. I'm going on the planet.
You don't fight it at all? Okay. You spend a very uncomfortable 3 days in an emergency lifeboat headed towards the planet, where you are picked up by the planetary defense forces. And it's like a huge media thing, like local Federated Sons noble from periphery planet, like destitute, had to be, in a capsule with his own shit for 3 days, shit and piss, eating rations. Like, they've got you being covered in like towels and stuff, like looking emaciated, and they're pulling you out of this thing that's been dropped in the sea for your safety. It's like a reverse astronaut. Like, if an astronaut came home, but it was bad.
Look, I hear you. I mean, this sucks. I hope I get out of it. All right.
Yeah. I mean, now you're stuck on Formahalt, and you're stuck in a gravity well with no way home.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. The local nobility are basically like, hey, you need a place to stay? Like, I know your dad, he's a good guy, and I just want to extend. We've got a extension to our estates out west near the agricultural zone. I'd love to just, you get a pretty good view of the 3 moons out there.
I'm not. I'm not going to take their hospitality. I'm going to go low. I'm going to go to ground, and I'm going to start making my own gang, like my tier 0 gang in Blades in the Dark. I'm starting my own crew on this planet.
I'd like you to make a criminal roll.
Yeah, for sure.
Now hold on. Culture criminal.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a -1 because you're in a completely new zone and you have no idea.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm going to give you another -1 because you have literally no assets. You don't even have a knife to threaten someone with.
That's fine. I have my hands.
You gotta go in and bust up.
Remember, I leveled up. Guy. I leveled up unarmed. I leveled up unarmed. So like,
all right, okay. So just only 1 -1 to this. It's culture criminal with charisma, and you need to hit an 8 just to form a subsistence gang.
I want to argue, and I'm okay with the stakes being bad here. I want to argue strength
because the stakes will be quite bad.
That's true, but I take it over.
Streets of Rage, all right?
Yeah,
if you fail on this, you are not just losing; you're getting the shit beaten. And like you jump somebody, and they're just like, "Oh, you want to do it like this? Steel baseball bat to the face."
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
that's fine.
Oh,
EricVulgaris ruining his whole life here on these dice.
Well, I mean, look, it's either this or in a battle mech, so it's fine. All right, 2d6 -1, right? For you for that plus all right, +1 for criminal, +1 strength, so that's a 2d6 +1.
Yeah,
let's see if I get at least an 8.
Oh yeah,
that's an 8. So that's 9 total. Okay,
pretty good, pretty damn good.
Over the course of 2 weeks, so now you're pushing into like early January.
Yeah,
you managed to keep yourself off of the wintry streets by just forming this sort of roaming gang of people that have become they're like they form themselves into a noble guard. They just feel bad for you, and you've locked them. No, hold on. Let me cook. You form them into a sort of Fight Club style noble guard, and you've made like your own version of like a combination nobility gang thing that becomes like a mercenary group, but for petty street crimes. You make enough that everybody has a place to sleep and won't die of like winter exposure and has enough food.
All right, dude, when I come back, I'm gonna be like the Black Mamba or like whatever my name's gonna be from the streets here. And I'm fine with this. This is my arc now.
We've shifted to the wire now is where we're at.
All right, so I've lost my battle mech, I've lost my dignity, I've lost my pride. All I have are my fists, and I will claw myself out of this with just using my hands in a way to regain my nobility and my mech. That's my plan.
Do you plan to do that from here?
One fucking punch at a time, AP. One punch at a time.
I have to tell you. Well, okay, so the only way I can see
you,
I mean, like it's not going to happen.
The only way I can see you going
time.
Up from here is literally like entering into fight, like prize fighting and stuff like that.
No, I have to.
I don't know that you can punch your way into $5 million. Otherwise,
I was being facetious there, but what I really mean is that I'm going to rise through the ranks of the criminal underworld, becoming sort of like the dom of this planet as best I can, and then use that to, start my life again.
I assume you mean dom
long term. What did I say?
Because you said dom, and
dom?
I'm like, that's if you want to become the dom of a whole planet, that's.
He wants to be like the Dom Toretto, Dominic Toretto.
Thank you. That's
Fast and Furious.
Right.
It's amazing that that whole series of movies started with stealing TV VCR combos.
Yeah.
Yep, true.
And now it's about stealing nuclear submarines.
Well, that's what I'm stealing. That's what we do. We smuggle
steal a nuclear submarine.
We smuggle DVDs. that's what my crew does.
But it's the 1980s, so
that's right. So they're Blu-rays.
Yeah.
You've got bootleg WinZip drives with those fat, like the blue or purple cartridges you had to insert in them.
All right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Is there anything else I need to do on this time, or is it like just going to be time
we
passes?
are going to have to do a follow-up. Criminal.
That's
culture criminal. This time it is with charisma because no matter how many people you punch, you have to organize this group.
Yeah, that does make sense a lot. Okay, culture criminal. Is it no longer -1 though?
Because no longer -1. You're now a player on the streets here.
Do they have VCR yet in Battletech?
Yes, they have VCR. Battlemechs are run on floppy disk. Just to be very clear. 80 total. Okay.
Yeah.
You get the minimum needed to get yourself a ticket to either Solaris or back home. Battlemech, out of the question. Like great wealth and fame, out of the question. A couple $1,000s to get a one-way ticket either home or to your original destination. It's possible.
Could he keep
I'm going
going?
Solaris. I'm going to Solaris.
Okay.
I can't come back home without another battle mech. I have to prove to myself and other people this is
Orphans, street gangsters, murderers, thugs, criminals of every kind show up at the spaceport, and they're all treating you as if you're some sort of deity. You've changed their lives and bonded people who would gladly rob and murder each other into a cohesive unit of barely disciplined rage, murder, and terror.
Captain, my
Although
captain.
you are gone and will never return, they will bear your name forever. They are the Black Angus.
Nice. I love them.
Oh God, you're the worst.
They're openly weeping and
awesome.
sobbing, and they promise to name their baby after you. Yeah.
Oh my God, they're single baby. I love this. Okay. I have a family.
You also have a real family waiting for you back at your real home.
Yeah, but I didn't choose that family.
Yeah, your found family? Okay.
All right.
Honestly, that might be the only family you have.
But no, I know. Look, I know.
Battlemech.
I know, right? Well, this is why I know I can't go back, right? I can't go back until I make it myself and win back manyfold. Just that.
It is late March when you arrive in Solaris. The summer tournament is starting to spin up. They're doing all of the like qualifiers to figure out who's going to be in it and not. They have the Royal Cup starting soon, which is like matches that are different than normal, unusual and strange in some way. And of course, you land at the International Spaceport. You have enough money to get to the planet, and that's it. You're here now. You have no lodging. You again have no money. You basically have no possessions at all, except for your name. You are a Federated Commonwealth citizen, so technically you could go to the embassies here for either the Lyrans or the Davians if you needed help. Or you could beg Comstar for aid if you wanted that. There is a huge criminal network here that has been in place for 200 years, and breaking into it is nearly suicide, is all I'm saying to you right now.
You did say nearly.
I did say nearly.
I'm not going to break into it. I'm going to get recruited into it.
Who would you like to work for?
I feel like breaking in.
I have the bona fides.
So you can work for the criminal organization for any of the 5 major houses. Or you can, if you'd like to, you can try to get recruited by Comstar. Or you can work for the Rasselhag gangs. Or you can try to see what comes up with the random grab bag out here.
Don't tempt me with the Rasselhagians. I love my Rasselhagians, but I will personally put that aside and probably do David.
You don't want to go to Zalara? Zalara is the suburb that rings the city. And apparently they were like, we don't have any place to stick the Rasselhag people, so they live in a circle around the civilized people. That makes sense.
Wouldn't another option be to try to get in with like one of the shadier gladiator groups?
He has nothing to offer them except the fact that he's a mech warrior.
Mech anymore.
There are plenty of mech warriors without mechs on this planet.
Yeah.
He ain't nothing special here.
I know I'm not. Well, I will. That's what you think. I'm starting from the bottom, and I will do this.
Okay.
I was born a noble with a silver spoon and a bunch of stuff and lost it all. But classic rags to riches story. So
this
yeah,
is like if you were playing HBS Battletech and decided to pick the worst possible series of starting origins. You're like, oh yeah, I would like to play extreme hard mode, please. Iron Man.
It's in my blood. Because imagine though, I know the odds are completely stacked against me, but imagine if I pulled this off. You know what I mean?
Who do you want
imagine if I get out of this stall? Okay, Eddie, who do you think I should get recruited by?
Oh gosh.
I'll let you decide my fate. Who do I go with?
What are the Rasseldogs?
Yeah. Give me like a summary of the two again.
I mean, there's more than just 2. So each of the 5 houses has a major criminal organization. that works for them. And then Rasselhag are a sort of breakaway. They're not a major house yet. They're like the only minor house at this time. They're half Swedish, half Japanese. Everybody loves them because they have a secret language called Swedenese, which is half Swedish, half Japanese.
I was gonna say that I feel like just because this is very much like Angus's thing. They always seem to make the choice that leads them to the underdog. So like they're always kind of like the one suppressed, right? So I feel like whoever is the underdog, that's the
Rasselhog. That's the Rasselhog for sure. Could it be like a Korean like Ronin who got displaced or something and ended up here? It's like my mentor. You know what I mean? From like the Ronin Wars.
Yes. Yeah. So look, here's the thing about
I need another loser
in the Reaches.
Okay.
The Mafia, the Yakuza, the Triads, the Tongs, and the Street Gangs all run here. And you're going out into the depths. You know, Zalara is a wild place. Solara City, there are rules. And if you step out of line, the whole underworld comes down on you, John Wick style, because you don't want the local government getting involved, and you definitely don't want Comstar getting involved. Because it happens every few decades. And when Comstar gets involved, they go after you. They go after anyone you've ever sent a message to. They know everything about you from your genetic code to what you were thinking about last week. Because they have a personality profile built on you since before you were born, because they built them on your parents.
Yeah.
When you enter Zalara in the Reaches, those rules are gone. There's no safety out here. Tourists don't come out to the Reaches. It's bad. It's a wild place. It's where the real criminal underworld exists. There's the toxic waste. There's the radioactive wasteland. All of the dumping goes out here. It's difficult to build things, and it's also difficult to live outside of Solaris City from all of the nuclear radiation. They keep trying to build an arena out here. And as a result, all of the gangs kill each other and try to take over the production crew for the arena. You know, like the construction crew are like, oh, we work for these guys. Yeah. And then their bosses get killed and they're like, all right, I guess we work for the Tongs now. And the Tongs are like, this isn't up to what we want to do. Save money by putting that away. And then like the Mafia comes and they're like, no, put the stuff back and add more. We need it reinforced. If it falls down, it's going to look bad on us. You get mixed up in all of that and you seek out someone of calm, someone of disgrace like you, a noble who's down on his luck, but someone who can serve as an inspirational figure to you, right? Your rage is placated by this guy. They call him, oh God, what's the name of the samurai that the blind samurai from the movies? Not Yojimbo. Zatoichi. They call him the Zatoichi. And he doesn't technically have a gang. When he has is like a group of students who he's training in Mechwarrior and swordsmanship and like patience and stuff. But on the other hand, everyone is always testing him. Like they're always like, someone deal with this idiot. He's just, you know, like he's causing problems. And they run up on this guy and he just fucking murders them in the street. And he's like, students, observe. This man had no patience. And so I was able to chop his arm.
And so I murdered him in the street.
Awesome.
You fall in with it. I feel like it's almost like a cult status. Like he teaches lessons, but he also almost like, I keep drawing only movie references, but Colonel Kurtz is like, he's starting to get in people's head. He's just like, you have to understand the strength comes from within. You have to prove your dominance over others, Angus.
I'm into this. This is exactly what I need to hear.
I need you to make another strength criminal roll. You need an 8 plus. just to remain in the gang without being taken out by another member.
That makes a lot of sense.
On a 10 plus, you thrive. On a 12 plus, you are the number one student.
Don't even bother. Let's be realistic here.
I've seen two sixes on these dice before.
All right, 2d6. Is this criminal?
It's criminal
or unarmed
strength.
Okay.
I've seen 2 6s on those dice before, but not here.
That's pretty good still. 8.
I got a 10 though.
10?
You did get
total.
a 10? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't
criminal
just,
1, strength 1.
You don't just make it into this gang. You thrive and you help expand it. You begin attracting your own series of students who appreciate, like, you don't use a sword, you don't use a gun, you use your fists.
Yeah.
I feel like we get a series of like you punching somebody so hard, like you knock them into a bathroom stall, and it's an American style bathroom stall. So, you know, it's got like the cutout on the bottom side of the door, and then there's on the door sides, there's like a 1/4 inch of space so you can see inside it. You punch him, he goes backwards into the door, he lands on the toilet. You punch him so hard the toilet shatters.
Dude, I cock my arms like I'm Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible, dude. Let's do this. Yo, I love this. Oh yeah, I love this a lot.
You get a pack of about 24 young men and women who are scrappers, mostly Rasselhagian, like poor kids who don't have what it takes to buy weapons or don't care for them. They want the feeling of the pain.
Honestly, I get that. So that's kind of why I punch, I think, deep down. Yeah, but what's my nickname? What do they call me?
The Bull.
Am I the Bull? Yeah, I was gonna say something like the Bull or like the Horns or like Toro or something. Yeah, this works. The Bull. All right. Yeah, I'm the Bull.
What's Bull in Swedenese?
That's true. Yo, yeah. Do I have like a 13th Warrior translation scene where I learned Swedenese?
You pick up really basic Swedenese, like top 100 most used words, enough to get you by on the street.
Mostly swear words.
That's fine with me. Bring it on.
And it's not 13th Warrior style, it's Tom Cruise Last Samurai style, so it's like slightly offensive in the process as well.
Okay, fair. Oh.
Just a reminder, The Last Samurai is not about Tom Cruise's character, it's about Ken Watanabe's character. That's The Last Samurai.
Katsumoto.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's about Saigo, but yes.
Yeah.
They don't use the real character's actual historical names.
Oh. Okay, it's been a minute since I've seen that movie. I should watch it again. Okay.
There was not a red-faced British guy following everybody around, recording it in his diary so he could take it back home.
Shocking.
Okay. Well, the good news is I got out of my marriage.
You have. It is now summer. You have no messages from home. Like, even if you did, they would have to send them here to Solaris, and no one knows where you are. You have reached, like, you make enough funding to be at like lower middle class level.
That's fine. That's fine for now. But I have ambitions, and my goal I think would be like for me to keep building up till I finally get my shot into the mech ring, and by that point, that's the time when like, you know, Celeste or Athena show up and be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like that's, I feel like that's the right time there.
We're not going to cut to that yet.
My question
is, how do you intend to get into the mech arena? Are you going to steal a battle mech? Are you going to challenge someone to some sort of like fist fighting duel and win it? Are you going to buy one?
Ooh, I'll try to win one with my fists for sure.
Okay.
They're willing to do it.
Prize fighting.
It has been a while. I don't want to spend 10 minutes looking it up.
I know. We've already spent a lot of time on me.
I know for a fact that there is a illegal, like, exosuit mech fighting ring for like exosuits and like light power armor and like light mechs and stuff like that. That's like you lose when you die, sort of deal. We had
So
one
it's
episode
like that
about it on
movie,
Solaris
Real
Nights.
Steel.
Yeah, it's
I'll
like
do
Real
it.
Steel. We had one episode about it on Solaris Nights when Gleemo's character dipped into it, beat the fuck out of somebody, and then got out after making a shit ton of money. So
Yeah, I'll do it.
If
Gleemo will do it, I'll do it.
I feel like what happens is it's a series of circumstances where you arrange for someone who doesn't own their own machine but is like a pilot for somebody.
Yeah.
You have your people get them ill, like with food poisoning, and then you're nearby and your people are like hyping it up like, oh, this guy's like the best prize fighter. And the owner's like, God, I need somebody to replace. There's so much money riding on tonight's fight. Okay, bring me that guy.
So it's the
Like
Rocky.
you show up, your
it's a
face is
Rocky.
covered in sweat, your hair's like got the frosted tips, and it's the 1990s
I'm ready
like
for this.
spiky style. You've got a towel around your neck.
All right.
He's been
So, like-
punching cows in a freezer.
This guy's the real deal. I feel like I can trust him.
Sit in the bags. All right.
For
So if I
another,
lose this roll, I die, right?
Yeah.
Is that the play?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. I'm ready.
Jesus Christ.
For another,
What do you want from me, man?
If anyone wants another mechanized boxing reference, the anime Megalobox is pretty damn good.
I haven't seen the second season, but the
Haven't seen
first season was fucking incredible, which is why I'm really worried about the second season.
I actually haven't seen the second season either, but yeah, the first season.
The first season is so good.
Really good.
And you know, I don't know if you've heard the dub, but the little guy character Sajiko or whatever, the English voice actor apparently wrote their own custom rap because he has that whole rap sequence. So the English voice actor was like, the translation for this doesn't make sense. I'm gonna write my own rap that maps with the limp syncing.
That's
That
pretty
has
great.
the same theme. Yeah.
So are we doing D20 attack rolls here? For
No,
this, or is this
you are
another skill test?
This finally is an unarmed roll. It's an unarmed strength roll. That's all you're looking for. The good news is that because you're a warrior, if you die, you won't actually die if you use your special ability to be like, okay, I avoid all the damage.
So in this case, does the special ability just let him avoid death, or does it let him try again?
And no, it lets him re-roll.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I was going to say, because
good.
you effectively can take another shot at the fight.
All right, cool. So it's going to be a versus test against this other guy, I imagine, right? Or is it a fixed DC?
I was gonna say a fixed
You're talking
DC, but I'll do a versus test.
I don't
Statistically,
think
it probably
versus tests actually exist in Start to that number, but
they
I
do.
kind
I don't
They
think-
do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, for when two characters are rolling against each other. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, fair enough.
Absolutely. All right, I rolled
right.
a 10. You get
Yeah, I rolled
obliterated. Absolutely fucking obliterated. It's actually an
iWarrior.
11. Yeah, like
iWarrior
you
move?
come in,
Yeah.
he's just wham, 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 just fucking jackhammering you in this exosuit.
Yeah.
You're literally dying. You can feel yourself.
I'm literally dying. I know. Well, I warrior to get out of this, and this is the spot where everything turns around.
Oh!
He did. He rolled 11 on the dice.
I'm still here.
You
This
barely.
is quite the arc.
You barely scratched yourself out of the shit that you continuously have put yourself in. You are lying in a corner. The referee has been paid off and is looking the other way. The crowd is screaming for your blood. There are parts of your body that are no longer on your body. Like part of your ear gets torn off. Like you can feel that your eye socket is broken and hanging down over your
my
right
orbital.
eye.
Yeah.
There's so much blood in your mouth. Like you're having trouble breathing. The person lets up for 1 second to just be like, okay, he's dead. What do you do as you feel something overcome you, a warrior spirit you've never felt before?
Yeah. Deep down, it's not going to be like this. And yeah, I feel like, there's that tinnitus, or like there's that space where you remove yourself for a second. You're like, this is it. I'm dead. This is it. And like, instead it's like, no. And I just immediately just wake up with all the strength of my entire body and brain and spirit can muster. And I just I clocked the guy, right? Like right temple, just crushing it. With
In the
one hit.
background, standing in the doorway of the fight, we see the Zatoichi, silhouetted, his hand on the pommel of his sword. He turns to look at you as you smack this guy. And then he turns back to his followers and says, he's beginning to believe. It's his time now. You will be departing from us. But no, you want to be one of my successful students. You have to at least reach his level. This is the standard. And then as he leaves, he dramatically flings the half cape he has over one shoulder. And everyone's like, oh my God, he's so fucking cool. And someone's like, we paid to see all the fights tonight. Like, he's just leaving after the first fight. Like,
there's a bunch more.
You are in the hospital for 2 weeks on breathing support. And then you're in intense care for even longer.
But never felt more alive.
When you get out of it, there's a fight promoter waiting to see you. He's got a Panama style hat, and he's sitting on a stool. He's kind of short, pudgy. He's got a round face with like a very thin goatee, like really stenciled on there. And he goes, I saw your fight, kid. Can't believe you're still alive. I looked into your background. Turns out your dad's some sort of hotshot mech jock here on Solaris. How do you feel about usurping his legend?
Don't want it.
Good, because I don't have it to fucking offer. You know what a mech cooperative is?
Sounds communist.
It's where a bunch of mech pilots get together and form their own sort of organization here on their rise to the top. Watch each other's back, deal with problems.
I don't work well with a team.
Solver.
I don't work well with a team.
He slaps you in the face. He's like, you do work with the team. You had a whole fucking gang backing you, dumbass. How do you think you got to this fucking planet?
I don't share power well.
You better learn to share power well, because you're working with us now. All right? We need an enforcer. We need someone who can't just throw down in the mech ring. We need someone who's willing to solve problems off the ice. Our opponents are serious. They're Mighty Ducks 2 level. They're all wearing black jackets, and they're led by a handsome German coach with impeccable English.
But it means I get to be behind a mech again?
Yeah, kid. It means you get to be behind a mech again. It's a Jenner.
Shake his hand.
We only put the most suicidal pilots in them.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit mech.
Okay, it's been almost an hour. We cut back to Eddie and Sam. Is there anything you want to do before the Senate session?
Gosh, I feel like I think there's like at least a moment where Athena I mean, there's probably more than a moment, but like, I think there's at least a couple of like meetings or like text or calls with the family, like especially with my sister, Celeste, like saying like, hey, or no, actually probably with our aunt Morgan, because do we have an idea that
you have no idea where he went? No idea. He said he told no one.
Okay. I feel like Athena would try to at least track down like what ship he left on, or if he left on a ship. Oh, what do you want to say something?
Sorry, I'm muted. But can I add something? Like, do your research. I'm sure you probably can't find me, but what you will find.
I want to see if I can pick up a trail.
Black Knight.
Yes. I want to see if I can.
You've left all kinds of trails, right? Like you.
True.
Like, there's a
criminal record.
Your name.
Like that. Well, that too. But like when you left planet, like you left a trail. Didn't what's his name? Oh God. Fish. Thank you. I was like so close with Fist. Yeah. Didn't Fish like find you and pick you up and like basically like shun you because you were?
Yeah, but he's. I don't think you can find him. I think didn't he peace out, Girl Scout?
Yeah, he's not.
Or am I wrong?
He's no rat.
I mean, maybe on me he would. He hates me.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
like, okay. I think you can find a trail. I think it's possible, for sure.
Basically, what Athena is going to do is try to at least find a trail or a thread. I don't know how much time I have before the Senate session to be able to do something like that, but that's one thing that Athena would like to do.
Okay. I will take a security wisdom or a perception wisdom roll. Or alternatively, if you have culture criminal, you can roll that. I don't think you do, though.
No, I have culture spacer and culture world.
I'll take culture spacer to track your brother through space, for sure.
Okay.
But since you're not tracking your brother, you're tracking his mech. It will, of course, lead you down a different path.
I mean, I'm tracking whomever. Yeah, I'll track the mech if that's the easier path. I think
we've established canonically what happens up to the summer of Solaris. He's not found by then, so I think following the mech is way more interesting.
Okay, sounds good. Then yeah, I will look for the mech. I'm going to grab these die because I don't want to use the same ones. Wait, is that not working?
Yeah, it's not doing anything. You better just roll it manually.
Hey, that's a 9 + 1 for, and then what's the stat that I'm using? So I'm spacer, so that's a wisdom. I have an 11 in wisdom.
Okay, so +0.
Okay, so I have a +1, so that's a 10.
Okay. It takes you well.
Sorry, that's a 9 because
it takes you well
3.
past the Senate session to find this. So we will come back to it. But you do track down your dad's mech, your family's hereditary mech, having been sold on Formahalt, and it is now being shipped off to Outreach, which is a sort of famous mercenary planet. So it's probably going to get resold there.
Okay.
What you probably find is like you're trying to track your brother, you're tracking the mech, you're tracking all the sightings, and what you find is like an ad for like coming soon to Outreach. One gently used Black Knight. This thing's been upgraded with cooler freezers. That's right. The sort of technology you can't find anywhere else, painted in the heraldic colors of House McDougall. You're not going to find anything like this unique machine of a dying breed. There are less than 100 Black Knights left in the Inner Sphere. Get your hands on this piece of history.
Oh my, collector's item.
Yeah, so they're putting up for a truly like 5 times the normal cost, and then it looks like their plan is to just let people bid down from there and take whichever one they think works. So yeah, you found it.
Okay.
The other issue is, if I remember correctly, Comstar is looking for Black Knights.
They are looking for Black Knights.
That's not good.
And you're right next to Terra, so, you know, them stealing the Black Knight is thoroughly on the table here. Also, they literally can print any amount of money that they want.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking, is I figured they would just like,
wouldn't be able to
go into the auction and be like, yes, please.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll just read their letters and know exactly what price they expect to get, and then just pay them that. They'll just print the money. No one will ever know. Okay. Sam, what's going on with Celeste?
So how long before the Senate session? It's not that long.
Several weeks, I think.
Okay.
So Senate session happens in the winter, so like early December, and the Kerensky Ball takes place on November 5th. So like you've got about a month.
So I think then Celeste would probably spend the time with like the Pax Charlemagne, and B probably spend time with Harmony, especially to like try to figure out if Harmony wants her to do anything in particular during the Senate session.
Okay, so things really pick up for you then, since you're paying attention to what's going on at home. Yohei Genji is, of course, the Baron. He hasn't quite handed over the reins to his, Pax Charlemagne is his noble guard, right? And you get a lot of talk from the other members of Pax Charlemagne that is very awkward, because they're discussing the bill that he's going to put forward, but they don't know, because you're a voting member as a baron, whether you'll actually support it or not. You're trying to be very polite and chivalrous and not talk about it when you're around.
What is the bill?
It's the yearly defense funding and forward intelligence bill. So this is specifically like not just like local defense. This is about like spying on Valentina and other planets in the Draconis Combine, and also the Outworlds Alliance. It's this is like the CIA bill essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's every year they pass it, but every year there's a debate on whether or not to increase or decrease the funding, but it always gets passed. But every year they act like there's a possibility that, the peacekeeping super liberal left forces will somehow defeat the bill, even though there's never a chance that that's going to happen. So it's become like a really big thing to talk about.
Got it. And what does Harmony think about that?
Well, Harmony wanted to talk to you about the fact that as you are a member of House Reincolt, normally you would serve as the president of the Senate and preside over all the vote, but because you're also a baron, you are a voting member, so you can't serve as president.
Wasn't Lachlan the president?
Lachlan was the president briefly.
Okay.
There was you might remember that there was also no regent or any duchess or countess at all. Like there was a bunch of weird shit going on during that time period. All the nobles were dead. So they will be calling forth Sir Philip Davies to act as president of the Senate.
Oh, that's perfect, because I need to have a conversation with Philip anyway.
So just to be clear, president of the Senate's only job is to make sure that formalities are done and then to carry out any vetoes that the Duchess may order.
Yes.
And in terms of just to go back to goals real fast, because I think that's one thing that I forgot
Sure.
because it's been a minute. So I've got, and I may have not updated my own. Do we have those written somewhere that I might be able to reference?
But where you write your goals is your own business.
I forgot to write a character goal, so I only have the house related.
I think
goal
probably
anyway.
I'm just going to give everybody 500 for this session since it's so unusual and abnormal. I don't know what Eric's goals are. Apparently it's to throw himself into a toilet, but he definitely accomplished whatever it was. He R2P rise to
And
power.
no one knows.
Soul searching.
No one
Okay.
knows.
So I think like then because I have to talk to Philip Davies about my goal anyway, so maybe that's what I would do.
Do we want to have a dramatic right before the Senate session starts, like tense minutes counting down, people are walking past you, like tapping their watches, Senate pages nearby are exchanging papers, and like, what do we do? What do we do?
And just to be clear, I think Athena is dutiful. So like she's paying attention, but she's distracted to some extent, as like scientists can be, by like the thing that they're fixated on, which is currently trying to figure out what's going on with her brother, because that's what she was doing before he disappeared.
Okay, you have a few minutes to talk to Philip before the Senate session starts.
So I think like Celeste kind of needs the thrust of this conversation to be in private. So maybe she tries to set up a meeting and is like,
I think I want to assume that it's like the actual congressional floor, right? Where Philip's seat as the president of the Senate is like up on a dais and you can walk up and talk to him privately away from everyone else.
Okay, sure. So she's like, would it be rude to call him Badger? Do people still call him Badger?
Plenty of people call him Badger. It's his call sign.
So she'll say, "Oh, Badger, I know we don't have much time, but I need to talk to you.
Yes.
I've been trying to dig through some, let's call it history, involving my dad and his friends, and I've hit a bit of a dead end.
What is it you're asking of me?
You're the only one who was there for all of it who's not in his pocket. You can help point me in the right direction, maybe help me solve my dead end, start moving forward again.
You understand the irony of coming to me in front of literally the entire planet and asking me to turn against your own father in a political way in the one time I act as a neutral arbiter, right? You understand that that has a bad image. I'm not going to say no, but I don't know that you have what it takes to take your father down.
I don't know that I do either. But let's not pretend that I'm trying to turn you against anyone. It's pretty obvious that you guys haven't gotten along for quite some time. You don't need to do anything now. Just think on what I've said. As usual, she's wearing her kind of like military chic style. So, you know, she probably like has like some like nice polished boots. You know, she like turns on her heel and walks away.
Yeah, he leans back and crosses his arms. He's wearing his usual style, which is a knight's uniform, which is a official variation of the military uniform of the AFFS that has a lot more like gold tassels and noble badges. And he's looking at you as you leave with a sort of like, maybe she does have what it takes, but probably not. Right before the Senate session gets started, there is an announcement that Count Shelswig Longenscheidt is dead, and that Lachlan McDougall has been gravely wounded and is being rushed to the hospital after the mech duel between the two of them that was incited at the Kerensky Ball has now come to a conclusion. That they both nearly have killed each other, except that Shelswig is fully dead.
He must be pretty good in the old mech. Batter Lachlan's lost his touch.
So, in attendance, the Duchess is not here. Philip Davies is. You're also joined by Baron Marianne Getsuga, Baron Yohei Genji. The Countess is not here, but Maya Hiroka is here representing her mother officially. And in attendance as well, by special permission, is Triton Bassett Latour. And the two of you. There's an empty seat for Angus McDougall that has his name placard in front of it and the official House McDougall colors.
And I'm technically representing Menshikov, right?
Yes,
yeah.
you're Baroness Menshikov.
Yeah, because Lachlan and Xenia specifically didn't split or like combine the houses so that they wouldn't lose the vote.
Nope, totally get it.
Philip gives you a rundown of bills to be introduced. Do either of you two have bills that you would like to introduce for today's session?
Ooh.
Don't you have something with your little conservation deal?
Oh,
that was such a backhanded sisterly way. Don't you have some little conservation thing to... Jesus, Sam, the cat energy I felt from that shit. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't have anything written up, but AP, if we go with the flow here, I do feel like there would be something to do with like putting protections on the island that the Khans currently have their business holdings with the invasive species or like that species.
So you want to have a conservationist bill?
Not necessarily conservationist. There we go. But I guess like kind of like a research and study bill. So like It's not necessarily like we're protecting them, more of like, hey, let's make sure that we understand what these things are doing and why this is happening.
Okay. Here are the bills that are on the table right now. The civilian government has put forward a bill to block Ivory Towers Limited from doing a hostile corporate takeover of Khan Intercontinental. On special dispensation from the Duchess, Triton Bassett Latour. So just to be clear, this just means she's allowing him to be heard. She's not saying she is backing this one way or the other. the Duchess has allowed Triton Bassett Latour to present a petition to recover his father's house title, because Sebastian Bassett was never formally charged with any crime, while his mother has very clearly been charged in absentia with running away from the planet and treason. Now that she is a baroness over on Valentina, he claims that he still deserves his father title and wants to reclaim his spot in the Senate and also as a house leader.
Wait, hold on. Didn't they combine their titles though?
They did. He wants to uncombine them officially. This is his play.
Okay.
There is a yearly petition from the Khan family that does not live here on Whittington to reclaim their Senate seat and estates from the false breakaway Khans, who are the ones that live here. So Paul Khan and his wife and all the kids, yeah. The true Khan line wants to reclaim their prestige and heritage from the false Khan line. Marianne Getsuga is putting a bill up to block the bill from the local government to block the Khan intercontinental takeover.
Oh, so there's a bill to block the block?
Yes.
Wow.
Because she's a noble, her bill, if successful, will take priority over a civil bill.
Got you. So the block of the block is a noble bill, but the civil bill is...
The first bill is a civil bill from the local government that are like, hey, nobles, we have a problem and we can't sort it out like with the FBI. We need you to get involved.
Got you.
This is basically someone going, this is a Supreme Court issue.
Yeah. And from that perspective,
it's basically like never mind. I'm not gonna
don't get into it. We don't get to get that spicy. Yohei Genji has put forward the Defense Funding and Forward Intelligence Bill, which is yearly or annual. Maya Hiroka has put forward a bill in her mother's name for the county, a renewed export bill which will lower tariffs and taxes on his exported Hirokan meta wheat and wheat-based products, which do not limit but definitely include primary beer, to the Draconis Combine. And Athena Menchikov has put forward a research and study bill on the Western continent. There is also a bill that's being introduced at the last second by the Duchess to censure Angus McDougall for his absence at the Senate meeting. Ooh. And finally, there is a bill from the Duchess to introduce 3 new seats and reactivate old seats, seeking new members to fill out new baronies.
Good stuff.
So
they're going to be voted on in that order.
Do you happen to have a list?
Sure, I can assemble it on Discord for you.
Sweet. That would definitely make it easier in the voting. I was gonna say that we wouldn't be able to put in a proxy for the McDougall house. I'm not sure how Senate here. I haven't done mock senates or anything like that in a long time. So, vote by proxy. So I know that you can have someone be like, hey,
Maya is voting by proxy for her mother.
Got you. Okay. So for instance, Athena wouldn't be able to vote by proxy for Angus McDougall.
Well, for one thing, you're not a member of Angus's branch of House McDougall, but also he didn't officially name you as proxy.
You need to be named as the proxy.
Yeah, you just fucking straight
decide.
up left.
Fair enough.
Okay, so yay or nay, the Ivory Towers Limited hostile takeover of Khan Intercontinental being blocked by noble decree.
Who is the Ivory Towers?
Ivory Towers is Lachlan McDougall's holding company.
Oh, and I'll vote no.
You're both voting no?
To block?
To block it, yes. So this is to keep if you vote to block, you will keep Lachlan McDougall from taking over Khan Intercontinental. via just like stock purchases and things like that.
Got you. I feel
so you can vote to block or uphold, I suppose. Uphold the purchase or block the purchase.
Because this affects my goals in some way. I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. You are the only abstainer. Everyone here votes to block. Except for you. And there is some like murmur.
Wait, I vote for no. I said I didn't want to block the.
Oh, you wanted it to go through?
Yeah, I'm fine with
Okay,
it.
then the two of you, like the other three representatives in the room, are like,
Yeah.
you know, like the three of them vote to block it. The Triton Bassett Latour House titling vote, if it goes through, will afford him a seat here and now at the Senate session, which is why it is being voted on at the top of the noble bills.
Got you.
Now, I've made Triton's case here a couple times. He, of course, does a passion speech before the Senate that I don't need to repeat.
Celeste will vote yay.
Okay.
He can be a noble again.
Yeah, I think Athena would vote yay.
Okay.
Because they made a deal at the because I took him to the ball.
Yes.
Right?
Your deal, however, was not specifically to back him on this, but to get him through the door.
Yeah.
But if you want to say yes.
Yeah, I'll back him.
I don't remember if we talked to Triton. I know that Angus talked to Triton. I remember that. No, we didn't really talk, but yeah, Athena will kind of. We'll vote yay.
Okay. The two of you vote yay. Marianne Getsuga and Yohei Genji both vote no. And County Hiroka abstains from this vote, meaning that it is a tie.
Ooh, tiebreak. Badger. It's Badger's moment.
Badger puts the vote off until the end then. He basically is just like, yeah, I'm not going to vote on this right now. I need time to think about it. The True Con line petition. Yeah or nay?
To reclaim their seats in the state back to the Ivory Tower. Oh, nay.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Well, actually, has anyone asked me to vote either way on this?
No.
Then probably just abstain. I don't care.
Okay. Everyone else votes no. A bill to block the Ivory Tower takeover block.
So
if this passes, it will block the earlier successful vote.
I guess I'll say yes because I voted to down the other one. May as well be consistent.
That would be funny.
I think I'm going to vote nay just to cancel out Celeste's vote.
Okay. The whole room devolves into chaos as people are even more confused as to what is going on based on your earlier vote. Marianne looks at the two of you like, so this woman worked for your father, is a baron in her own right, was knighted by your father, and just looks so confused as to what the fuck the two of you are doing right now. Like,
wait,
she didn't talk to us.
I'm voting like in favor
but you
of
did.
Lockwood's
Yes, I know,
merger.
but yeah, it's shit is getting completely unreal right now.
Wait, what?
I'm just confused. Wouldn't she be happy with me?
She
because
is
I'm
happy,
voting?
but then your sister canceled your vote.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. So
She
didn't talk to
she's
me.
wondering why the McDougall family isn't out here swinging with her, why she's doing it alone.
Technically, I represent the Menchikov family.
Okay, it's part of the greater McDougall sphere of influence,
I know,
according
I
to
know.
your father. Take or leave that how it is. Yohei Genji's defense funding and forward intelligence bill.
yay.
Yay.
Okay, everyone else votes yay. County Hiroka's renewed export lower tariff and taxes on Hiroka and Meta wheat, etc. bill.
Is there like, what's the political implication of voting yay on this versus nay? Like, I
It
think
means
that's the
that
one
rather
question I
than
have.
selling the products locally, they're going to go back to selling them for more money foreignly.
And
Could mean less food locally, and it will definitely mean less tax money locally.
I'm gonna
It would also
vote no. Actually,
there were some political implications about the starport with that as well, I think, if I recall.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm like trying to make sure I have the right context to vote on this.
do I know what Genji or the Duchess want out of this one?
Yeah,
The Duchess would not want to influence your vote in any way because if she needs to, she'll just veto it herself.
Okay.
I think that let's have a flashback conversation between the two of you. Takes place a couple of days before this in her office. She looks tired and she just says, "Well, it seems like your mom's left you alone for a little bit, but I have to tell you, I think she's going to come back strong at you."
Frankly, I'm considering marrying the Battletech kid. I think that would be the best way to deal with the problem and cause problems for my father all at once.
Yeah, so marriage is really a sort of a lifetime commitment. You may not want to do it just to upset your father. That seems like something out of a trashy teen romance novel, and we're in our 20s.
Do it.
Look, I'm not here to control you, and I wanted to pivot into another conversation.
Fair enough.
I know that you work for me, and we've been together for a long time. Whatever you think is right in the Senate session, you need to vote for. Don't worry about backing from me, because if I don't like a bill, I'll veto it, and I'll deal with whatever fallout comes from that my own way. You have to be your own person.
What if you want a bill to pass? Can't make something pass with a veto.
It's true. I can't make something pass with a veto, but that's my job to make sure a bill passes.
Fair enough. If that's what you want, I'll vote based on what I think. But
I'm
if
worried
it's
about
your-
you voting on what you think now, because I've heard what your plan is for marriage.
Look, all I'm saying is this. I'm here to be your ally. And if that means making sure that your bills pass or your bills fail without you having to exercise the veto, that's my job.
I appreciate that. I'm your friend, and I'm here to make sure that you act as your own person, rather than just be a puppet for me.
Fair enough. I will be my own person.
She gives you a significant PC glance as the scene fades.
So yeah, then I'll probably vote no because I like more taxes and food.
And sorry, Eddie, your vote was
Um,
for the wheat bill.
yeah. What did Celeste vote? Sorry.
No.
I just don't see any reason why I would, like, with where the Hirokas are for me right now, like, there's no reason for me to, like, let the planet get less rich so that they can get more rich.
Right. And we don't really have currently strong motivations to connect with them.
Angus does.
Angus is getting married to a Hirokan, or so they say.
At this point, I'm inclined to stay as far away from Angus's business as I can.
That's kind of why I think I'm gonna vote no as well.
Okay.
Pretty.
I wasn't approached to like improve this, so
Marianne and Yohei both vote yes, and of course Maya votes yes as well. And it seems perhaps Philip is confused because he also expected this vote to fail. And he delivers the Duchess, like he stops for a moment and delivers the Duchess's veto to this, which causes quite a furor. Like it wasn't expected that this would even pass. And the fact that it did and the Duchess had to deliver a rare veto is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Athena, you have made no attempt to talk to anyone about your research and study bill. I'm just going to tell you now, it cannot pass. It will fail, no matter how you vote on it.
Then I wouldn't have put it through in this because I didn't.
You've literally talked to no one about it all year, and at the last second, you're like, "Here's a very expensive bill about a place that I've been to once," and people are just gonna be like, "No."
I think I'll propose it for next year.
Okay.
And I'll spend some time working on that.
Tutorial people, you introduce them to future legislation.
Yes.
The bill to censure Angus McDougall. The bill. I'm just telling you immediately. Everyone else in the room votes yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
what the fuck, man?
Celeste would like to tack on. Would like to basically propose a last-second amendment to tack on to the bill.
Yeah, and it is.
She proposes that the Senate provide funding so that her, Yusuf, and Morgan can go pull him out of whatever fucking trouble he's gotten himself into.
How do you know I'm in trouble, though?
Yeah, no one knows that he's in trouble yet. They just know that he left.
I mean, I'm not saying that I have any proof that he's in trouble, but I'm 100% certain that he would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Imagine censoring. Hold on. So imagine censoring me, and then imagine if I had some rare disease and I was getting surgery or something off world, and how bad you would all feel.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're not.
But why would any of us assume that instead of assuming that you fucked off, tried to avoid your obligations, and then ran out of money somewhere?
Yeah, what they're doing is they're following their knowledge of your previous actions. Yeah.
That's
right. Yeah, so I definitely did avoid all my obligations and fuck off and lose my mech in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's pretty true. That's pretty. Yeah, that's true.
To be clear, what the kind of thing Celeste would say is not oh, he's got to be on Solaris. That's where I'm going to go find him. She's going to basically say he's somewhere he shouldn't be. He's causing problems that can come back to hurt Whittington. Let me take a group of mercenaries, including people we trust like Yusuf and Morgan Davies, to drag him out of whatever the fuck he's got himself into.
To make this pass, for sure.
Awesome. I love that.
Can I help with this? Do I know? I don't have that research yut, right?
But you're on the way, and you probably are chasing the mech down at this point. Yes, you can help.
Could they at least help by look, it's gone bad enough that he fucking pawned his mech.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. It is persuasion, charisma with a +1 for the help.
Alrighty. I have 18 charisma if y'all roll.
That's a +2.
I don't believe I have the skill though. Let me see.
That's a -1.
I have persuade 0.
Okay.
Nice.
So you have a +3 total then to this roll. You need to hit an 8 minimum, and 10 would be better.
What the fuck?
That's a great roll, buddy.
Expert.
I'm a warrior.
I'm the only expert.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you look at a group of stone-faced people who all don't like Angus McDougall and just destroy your amendment. They're just like, no. We're going back to the original bill that we all voted yes to, which was to censure Angus McDougall.
Dude, your shit doesn't leave committee. That sucks, man. Dude, take the what an L. What a massive
the entire planet.
What a massive legislative
L.
No,
fuck Angus McDougall.
Here's the thing: is I think what happens is Celeste effectively shrugs and is in her head is well, at least now I can vote to censure him without feeling like I didn't do my part.
Yeah, you did something.
Oh yeah.
It passes unanimously and much swifter than any of the other bills, despite having an amendment tacked onto it. All right, the final vote seems to be the one that everyone's been waiting for, which is the vote on whether or not to add 3 new noble seats at the discretion of the Duchess. So these will be new barons who are being reactivated to cover parts of the civil administration that she would like someone expanded civil government.
Right, and kind of the idea with the barony. I mean, it disperses power to some extent, but it also helps run things civilly.
It does. It dilutes your vote, but it does, according to her, help run the government.
According to her.
Yeah.
It's definitely bad for Lachlan because Lachlan has just been filling all of those government roles with his people.
It's true.
She has spent over a decade trying to counter that. And of course, the fewer votes, the less that each vote is worth, the less that the McDougall family's votes are worth, diluting Lachlan's ability to manipulate any of you. So it is, just to be very clear, this is literally a anti-Lachlan bill.
Yeah.
As much as it can be without like saying on its face that it is.
Censure Lachlan McDougall, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll vote yay.
I think I would like to at least have. Is there a sense, like, is there a roll that I can make to get a sense of like what the feeling is for this from other
Absolutely. Perception, wisdom.
Okay.
You'll need a flat 7 here.
Perception, I do have a rank in, so it's just a 0. And then wisdom is just I just have 0, so it's flat roll. That's a 6. Damn. It is towards the end of the episode, so I'm wondering if I should reroll this.
Definitely.
Well, we have rolls for like end of year, right?
Yeah, we're not going to get to that today.
Okay, then I'm going to roll. I will reuse.
We have to get Angus back home before we roll for that.
That's a 7.
Good enough.
Operation Long Shot.
Are getting a weird vibe from the room that no one wants to vote for this because it is literally a slap in the face to say like what you're doing isn't good enough is kind of bad, but also like diluting your baronial power, your vote is a big deal.
Right.
That said, outrightly opposing the Duchess is also probably political suicide. You get a vibe that everyone in this room is going to abstain. However, you also get a vibe that Celeste is going to vote yes. And if everyone else abstains and Celeste votes yes, the bill will go through.
Do I defy the Duchess?
If you vote no, you'll cancel the vote out and make it so this doesn't go through. And it will absolutely be seen as a defiance of the Duchess. On the other hand, it is going to set you apart from pretty much everyone else on the planet as like an independent power player. You're going to be the opposition. If you vote yes as well, then it'll look like the McDougall family is voting in its entirety unanimously to back the Duchess's play, which is going to be very confusing to political analysts. They're going to be like, I don't know what's happening here.
In some ways, it's like a little bit of a way to diffuse. Like it kind of is a question of like if Lachlan thinks it might be easier to put his people into power with new barons, right? Like it could be a way to basically like diffuse the Duchess's political move if you kind of get rid of the slap in the face, pretend that Lachlan is welcoming this, and then try to like exert his power in some other way. But anyway, we're saying different ways it can
and
be
if you
read.
abstain, you'll be one member of the crowd, and you will not upset anyone.
I kind of like the cancel. I like it mostly because of the spicy play, but also
that's real EricVulgaris behavior right there.
I know. Look, man, I like pressing big red buttons when you put them in my face. Okay. Well, and also because I think Athena has mostly stayed away from the politics, so this would kind of force her in there, and she's standing. She is standing up to her father to some extent, but also just had a recent connection to her father.
Make a call.
I think I'm just going to abstain.
Okay. The bill passes to the shock of the local barony and countess that Celeste would break ranks and dilute her own power base. Philip, of course, looks smug as hell as he gavels the bill into question and then announces that he will be voting against Triton Bassett Latour's investment and gives a short speech about having to kill Triton's father and all of the crimes he committed, that this house must end and no longer be a terror. That, like the crab strangler, House Bassett must never rise again from its criminal underworld.
Oh my god.
Hey, dude.
Angus, we cut back
what's it
to
called?
you.
Oh, what's it called? It's like McDougall Delinda Est. He's like at the end of the shit. Like, damn, dude. Right?
In this case, it would be
His name, the senator?
Bassett Delinda Est. Yes.
Pepidus? I don't know the name
Carthago
of the
Delinda Est.
who was that senator? Pepidus?
Oh,
I don't know his name.
no.
Cabidus? Something else.
Pliny the Elder, right? Hold on.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Send the camera my way.
I'm looking it up now. I mean, if we're going to be talking about Romans, Carthage Delinda Est. Carthago Delinda Est. By Cato the Elder. Sorry, Cato the Elder.
It was Cato. Okay.
Well, maybe we can jump to Angus first, but I guess maybe since I couldn't get funding from the government, maybe I'll ask.
I was going to tie you in
Lachlan.
here.
Okay, good.
So you get word, Angus, that your sister has finally located you, and it's not the sister you thought. It's Celeste has finally learned that you're on planet and has sent a message to you.
The fuck?
So wait, what happened? What happened to my role then? I guess I'm kind of
You're tracking the Battlemech, right?
I mean, I was sure. I was originally just tracking whatever that was the most interesting.
All right. Yeah. Both of your sisters send you a video message. Okay.
Thank you.
That says what? What do the two of you put in a pre-made video message that will not arrive on target for at least 2 weeks? That is 6 months after the Senate bill. You finally located your brother, and all you've learned about him is that, one, he's now missing part of his ear, and he constantly is scarred up with a broken nose. And two, he appears to be some sort of half criminal underlord master, half Battlemech pilot. His job is professionally beating up other Battlemech pilots outside of the arena if they step out of line and mess with his people.
Does it have to be a video message?
No, you can just send a text message if you want to. That feels really cruel.
I will just send a text message.
Okay.
And all I will say is, better run, fucko. I'm coming for you.
Dude, let me just have my arc.
They're not gonna be here for months.
Okay, that's
Athena,
true.
what do you put in your part
or
of the
you
message?
could just stay. You could also just stay and try to like talk me out of taking you home.
That's true.
Also, if you don't want me to come find you, I can just do something else as well. So
Yeah, what is my sister? Yeah, I want to know what my other sister says.
Just says Carthago Delinda Est.
No,
hey, dude.
I think the it's a video message because I think there's like she wants you to see how she looks at you or how she feels in this moment, and it's definitely a like there's an air of disappointment that's like deeper than you've ever felt from your father. And yeah, it's very much like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed that you would go this far. Like, I put myself out on a limb, sacrificed, and like, it's like,
Yeah, you did.
in short words, it's like, I put myself out on a limb to like support you in trying to get out of this marriage. And this is what you've done. And I think like in like concise, just like steely-eyed stare into the video, she just says, "You're coming home."
No, not until I'm ready. I want to come back a changed person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I want to someone ready to inherit and assume the mantle of responsibility, or die in the process. I need the crucible of combat to forge me into the brother.
I mean, I feel like that's the arc you've
The
been on the
sun.
last 6 months, but
Well, yeah. Well, maybe if my dice can roll above an 8.
You tell me what the next part of your journey is. You have a stable job as a C- tier mech brawler. They put you in light mechs, like commandos and shit, to beat up other light mech pilots. And then outside of the arena, if someone like from another stable tries to send somebody to beat up one of your pilots, you beat up 2 of their pilots.
Nice.
That's your job as the enforcer of the co-op.
I know, but I'm not comfortable resting at this stop. The ladder goes up, man. I got to keep climbing.
But where are you climbing to?
Dude, I'm climbing into the actual like circuits of mech fights, man. I want to be in the one-on-one duels.
This just became Solaris Knights, AP.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, yeah. Like if we could, dude, like I would play this.
You want to do a one-on-one mech duel for the next session opener? Okay, we'll do it.
We can do one on, like you and I, we can do some one-on-one stuff for that. We can and like have that just, my arc be there.
Okay.
I have X weeks. I have X weeks before.
I like the idea that like
the Jenner F, man, I'm good.
Basically, that you have 2 months to get to this climbed ladder before your sisters descend upon you.
Yeah. Yeah,
You have
exactly.
2 months. Now you have that time pressure. The cooker is on.
Before you settle on the Jenner F, know that we're playing an Alpha Strike. So
oh shit.
Yeah.
Right. That's really bad. Okay.
you may need to check. You may need to decide which card you want more than any other one. But yeah.
All right. Do I have my choice of versions of Jenner?
I mean,
like not some psycho ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
not a
like
rattlesnake.
Yeah, no, but like a D or an F.
Yeah, sure.
Like
you can pick. Your opponent will be in a Panther.
Oh, sick.
And we'll do an Alpha Strike. That'll be in 4 weeks, I think, is the next time we meet.
Nah. You and I will do this solo sometime. We'll do it. We can do it before
we
then.
Time in the next 4 weeks, surely.
Yeah.
You'll give him the D.
Okay.
Okay.
The Jenner D, of course.
Yeah, there's that low level humor that we need.
Man. Oh, what a way.
Let's talk about XP. Everyone's gonna get 500 XP for participating in today's truly unhinged session.
I honestly enjoyed what you did so much, Eric.
That was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
No, and I like the fact that this is like now the arc where you like learn responsibility and not be a fuck up, because you had to fall like completely without any
to lose it all. In the end, it didn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
He came so far and tried so hard.
Boy, he did come so far. For real.
With that Jenner D.
Hopefully we don't also run out of money getting there, because that would be
That would be really funny.
Your dad is bankrolling the trip to go bring Angus back.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm just kidding, but I was just thinking like that would be the funniest outcome is like suddenly we land on the same planet.
Now we're doing a sitcom, side story that's just like the 3 of you living out of one apartment together, all hating each other, trying to earn enough money to go home.
Oh my
Except
God.
Angus doesn't want to go home and is constantly sabotaging your plans.
Yep.
7 seasons.
That sounds great.
The ending is super cringe. I'll tell you what the ending is. The ending is global warming happens, and the final scene is just a television reporter talking about how it's the end of days. And it's... Oof. I don't know that enough people are old enough to get that reference, actually.
Oh my God.
All right.
Wow. Any closing thoughts on today's session?
Would anyone like
doubted.
Would anyone like to hear what my character goal for next time is going to be in 4 weeks?
Yes.
Shoot Angus at least once. It can be with a stun gun.
Nice. That's a good goal. I deserve it.
Nobody's above the law. not even Angus.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't want to be cheeky, but literally my thought was to slap Angus. So we're kind of on par with with similar goals.
Your aunt shows up and she hugs you and says, "Good job. You've done well getting this far." That way we can have all three phases of acceptance.
Shooting, slapping, and hugging?
Yeah. The three furies, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll have to think about a good goal. Slapping's a fun one, but I think I don't really have a current 2 goals right now, because there's house goal and character goal, right?
No, I mean, you get 2 goals, and how difficult those goals are and how well they represent the house are what changes how much XP you get.
Got it. Okay. All right. I'll be thinking on that then.
All right. I'm going to call an end to this session with a vote to censure this episode.
Oh my god.